everyone, and welcome to Chris versus Rube 2025 STC World Championships. I'm here commentating with Noah. Say hello.
Yo.
Yep. So I'm very excited for this match. We're going to be seeing some extremely high-level skip play. We're going to be seeing, honestly, high-level skipless play as well. We're going to be seeing, I just think this is one of our closest matches in the entire tournament. I'm very excited to bring it to y'all.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to expect because I know both of them haven't practiced as much, but
yeah. And
I did see Chris playing like Reflection, getting some 31-6s, which is really solid, but I don't even know what Rube's going to be getting.
yeah. And honestly, I would expect 31-6s from Rube.
Yeah.
Heading into...
Because he does have it.
Yeah. I mean, as we watch practice one here, let's give a little bit of a rundown on both these competitors. I mean, Chris has had a very solid campaign through the losers bracket, has beaten Mal, has beaten Ev, has beaten, some high-level players, and obviously being eliminated from the winners bracket pretty early in the tournament, Chris has faced elimination and has stayed strong throughout basically every match. Meanwhile, Rube was...
A strong practice run from Rube.
Yeah, 31-7 with... Just to note, by the way, guys, Chris does have a pretty strong home server advantage here, playing in Ashburn. So Rube will be on more than 100 ping.
Yeah, even off the start, I mean, Rube was behind.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a 31-6.
For sure. As I was saying, Rube made it to the winners bracket semifinals where he was eliminated by Shane. So this will be his first test in losers bracket to see if he can handle the pressure of, facing true elimination. But honestly, looking solid in practice one, and 31-6 is just what he needs. And obviously, I don't really expect 31-5s to fall unless something, incredible happens. So just getting the 31-6s locked in is all Rube needs to do.
Yeah, I don't see either player touching 31-5. That'd be really impressive to do in tournament, but
yeah,
I really just want to see Chris finish a run here, or at least take some more time in practice. He's going pretty far right on that second slope.
Yeah. Air ball.
I will say, from watching him practice, that was the one thing he was struggling with, was that one big turn. It's like probably the hardest part of the map. Yeah. It looks like Rube's really consistent here.
That's great to see.
I'm not sure why he's using Mage Run, though.
Yeah,
not that it matters that much, but
it doesn't. But I mean, it's just objectively slower. Rube finishes another 0.7. Chris seems to be in trouble here, however. Probably not super.
And a good idea here from Chris to just take some more practice. That's
Chris,
what I would do.
Using our throw heavy run is probably the best run. And wow, I see what you're saying. Chris does go very far right, just for that entire line.
Yeah, better far right than left.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna DNF practice too.
And if I'm Chris here, I'm a little bit nervous. Not really sure what to expect. We didn't even see a single finished run from him.
Yeah.
So,
to be fair though, I mean, this is a map that I didn't really expect Chris to win going in. So even if he does lose this map, I wouldn't be like super.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has many more chances to win. However, obviously getting Reflection would be a huge boost. Round one here. We'll just see if Chris can overcome his struggles in practice. Which he seems.
Chris with a good turn. There we go.
Yeah.
Right past the choke point. Looks like he's remaining slightly ahead.
Oh,
missing that jump. That's a tough part.
Yeah. Oh, but Rube misses.
Rube messing up as well. So
yeah.
Not exactly a strong run from either.
32-0. Yeah. Not ideal for either. That 32-0 for Rube likely won't end up counting anyway, so. However, maybe at the end of the day, it is better to get a 32-0 than a DNF if Chris, really can't get his consistency under control. Round 2 here.
Yeah, if anything, I mean, with that 32, it wouldn't even be bad to just get a nice little safety run in here, just to make sure, like maybe like a 31-7, 31-8 kind of thing, just to make sure you have a finished run kind of in the bag.
Kind of a must finish for Chris here. I mean, starting out with 2 DNFs. Okay, he is a little bit ahead of Rube. They both make the same jump.
Rube's catching up a bit, though.
About neck and neck. Ooh, Chris takes it
by 0.1.
If I had to guess,
there probably a tie.
Yeah, definitely. Chris finally overcomes his consistency struggles and finally finishes out a run, which great to see.
Yeah, and if I'm him, I'm not too incredibly worried. We've got some skip maps coming up, and that's where he shines. So if he can even pull out a tie on this map or even a win, that'd be huge for Chris.
For sure. Obviously, Rube, known for, being such a versatile player in skip and skipless compared to Chris, who honestly has been critiqued on his skipless skill. So if he can, win reflection, that would be a huge, it wouldn't just be a score thing, it would be a mentality thing, showing that he can beat a skipless player in his domain.
Rube. At least, and it looks like we have kind of the opposite thing here, where Chris finishing a bad run and Rube is the one who falls off the cliff there.
Yeah.
And Rube taking some more practice, which is smart. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I would kind of compare Rube to like a mini Skelly almost, just better at skip and slightly worse at skipless. So it's an interesting matchup for sure, because obviously Chris being probably the best skip player in the world against a really good skip player, but probably a little bit better at skipless. But so far here,
yeah,
I mean, it looks to be like a tie on reflection.
Yeah.
Maybe Rube's slightly ahead with the 32-0.
70. Yeah. I actually didn't quite catch what happened to Chris on the 32-2. I think I was just focusing on Ruben there. Did he mess up the steam jump?
He did the steam a little bit too quickly. You know how, like, if you land on a slope on this map, if you steam too quickly, you'll just sink, and that's what happened to Chris there. Just a little bit too greedy.
Yeah. Obviously, Rube, now both of them 2 imperfect runs.
Chris going really wide.
Yeah. They both make it.
I just don't know if those are good enough to beat Rube on this map. Unless Rube is messing up. And it doesn't look like he is.
Yeah, Chris is going to be 0.1 behind Rube for sure, at least.
Yeah, and yeah. Definitely a 0.6 from Rube.
Yeah. IGT tie there, though.
And on to round 5 here, right?
Yep.
Chris needs a strong run here. And he needs to, I would say, pull out all the guns and whistles, like he needs to get some good lines, some good turns here, and not take things so wide.
Mm-hmm. Rube's already locked in a pretty solid average. So, obviously he wants to improve the 32-0, but...
Not sure what happened to Rube there. It looks like he got caught up on that slope.
Yeah.
Slope still at the top. So Chris gonna be ahead, but again,
Rube saves.
He saved so much on that turn there.
They're gonna be neck and neck. Another 31-7.
Yeah, probably just a 0.7 from both, if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm.
So not the craziest average from either of them.
Yeah, Chris is gonna finish with a flat 31-7 average to Rube's 7.67, but with ping accounted, I could definitely see Rube taking that by just a 1/10 of a second.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm expecting I'm expecting 0.1 end lag for about every single one of. What? Okay. Competitors are electing to redo practice 1. Chris, I think, ragdolled to start, so that did cost him a couple lives. Wasn't able to get the amount of practice that he wanted. Especially when you're going for skip. You probably want to buy 6 lives.
If you miss that skip, you're done. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the need for the redo there.
And obviously, again, another rule, these competitors are electing to have a steam lock redo on Ravine specifically, where if you steam lock and you miss this tree, you get a redo. Which, obviously...
Kind of Mickey.
I kind of have... I obviously, I wouldn't say that, but... I mean, getting the jump...
Both making it, though.
Getting on the tree without steam is definitely possible, you know?
No, I would say it's very difficult, but looks can be deceiving at times. Even if you think you're steam locked, sometimes maybe at the start you just don't turn enough and you just don't steam. It's kind of difficult to judge that, so that's why I said kind of Mickey. Not that it doesn't happen. It's just like looks can be deceiving.
Yeah, it can be. I just think it's going to be kind of difficult to judge, but if it's what the competitors want to do, I can't really find an issue with it. But hopefully that we won't see too many of those regardless. Practice 2 here.
Chris opted for skipless, and what? He just died in the sand.
I think it's because of Elder Fall.
That is so unfortunate. I had no idea that actually happened. Chris does not know the jump pattern here. Gonna be needing to practice that a little bit.
Oh, he doesn't know that.
Oh no. Oh,
obviously,
no.
they're supposed to run off. Oh. Did buy 6 lives, though.
I'm not even sure what route Chris... Yeah, I'm going to try the safety
This
skip.
route, wow. Wow. I've not seen that in a very long time.
A little bit of BSC there.
Oh. Alright.
I noticed that.
Chris, I mean, maybe that's the safety skip, however. I don't see that being too much more safe than just, you know.
Yeah, I will say, like, it's called a safety, but I don't even see that being much more consistent than the actual skip, because you still have to time it correctly, and it's slower, so...
Yeah, it's just a slower route than a safety.
Yeah.
Rube opting for skipless.
Oh, I don't know.
Chris misses a skip.
If Rube can just lock in a solid little time here. And looks like Chris going for the second try skip here, and he does land it, but it's just not going to be fast enough.
Yeah.
I think if you're going for a second try skip, you have to do it quickly. And I've experienced this where, like, if you miss the skip the first time, you can try again, and it's still, like, slightly faster than skipless if you make it. It'll be like a 15-0. Like, you don't lose a crazy amount of time.
Yeah. Obviously.
But, yeah, going for the slow route on the second try, not a good play there.
I mean, clearly it's consistent, but, I mean, I don't really see that. Rube.
Oh.
Ragdoll.
Oh,
Chris
missing the safety. I don't know about a redo for Chris here because he did just miss twice. I don't know about... He's probably going to say he wants a redo. I don't know about that because he did just mess up.
Yeah.
We're probably going to get an extra round. Do you want to... Okay. Yeah, Chris just AFK here.
Yeah, I like to have them synchronized.
Smart.
Chris not AFKing. Rube's gonna take it.
We're not going to count this round from Chris. No, we don't. There is no redo. That wasn't your round.
Okay. I think
Anyway.
we're just gonna count it DNF for Chris there.
And it's good that happened, I guess, there instead of his actual round that he got steam locked. Chris takes that tree at the start pretty weirdly.
Oh, he does make the skip.
It.
However, it's the very slow route. Rube can easily beat this time.
I don't know about easily. I mean, that's a really solid average, and it kind of just forces it, like, because there's no skip that's faster than the one Chris just did and safer. Like that, you either have to go for the quick skip or hit what Chris just hit. And
however,
this is a bit of some pressure on Rube.
Rube locked in a skipless average, so he does have two, maybe more than two attempts to chuck at the faster skip, which Rube being a former world record holder on this map, I wouldn't put it. Yeah, he does hit it. He does hit it. For a 9.6.
Bang! 9.6. Oh my gosh.
And Chris, this time is going to be counting for him. Obviously, what the two mistakes.
Was that 16-9?
That's not.
Was that round 5?
That was 4. Chris is going to need to hit the quick skip here.
He needs another skip.
Yeah.
He needs a quick skip, in fact.
Yeah. Rube, he also... I think he needs Rube to fail this quick skip as well. Both of them make it!
They both hit it.
Chris 9.5, Rube 9.8.
That is so unfortunate for Chris.
Yeah, Rube is gonna take it by about a second.
That is a wild ending that map.
Yeah, Chris, I mean, I think safety too hard early. Definitely should have just chucked attempts at the quick skip. But
and I think now if you're Chris, I mean, I will say Chris has a huge advantage on Ancient. So there's no need to worry just yet because this is kind of a guaranteed win for him. I don't even know what Rube's PB is, but I've never seen him play Ancient before.
Yeah. As we head into
Ancient,
should
be a win.
Chris's easily most favored map. Rube's PB, I believe, is like 32.9 as he says in chat. Chris with multiple 32.6 touches, one of the best Ancient Tomb players in the world, will
at least top 5.
Definitely top 3, arguably top 2, just behind Nuggly Eye. But barring any chokes here, Chris should take this with ease.
Yeah. A great start. And it's kind of what we expected, like Chris ahead already by a lot.
Yeah.
But I will say, if you're Chris here, you got to be a little bit scared. You got to be a little bit, cautious because you're on the brink of elimination at this point. One more map and it's getting dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. Chris, the 32.9 in practice, ties Ruben's PB. So just as I said, if he, just uses the safety a little bit, take those 32.9s, he should have no trouble. However, maybe the pressure of likely being down 2-0, maybe tie one, maybe 1.0, sorry, maybe 1.5 to 0.5. I mean, Chris is still down regardless. Kind of needs to win basically every map from here on out.
Yeah, but we've seen what Chris can do. We know he can pull through something like that. I mean, we saw him take, you and Nuggly to, round 5, map 5, down to the wire, and that's, a tough matchup. So we know what Chris can do. We just
we saw
especially when looking at maps that are coming up. Sorry, we're looking at maps coming up. We got Frozen and Twilight. I mean, those are 2 strong maps for Chris still.
Yeah, and obviously we saw Chris come down from down 2-0 against Mal. So. And Mal and Rube, they're not equal, but I mean, they're very similar in skill range. So if Chris can come down 2-0 against Mal on, honestly, unfavored maps for Chris, I mean, if he can definitely do the same on these maps, is what I'm trying to say. So might look like a bad situation for Chris here, but I wouldn't count him out at all. Ooh, a little messy at the ending. I think he should opt for not steaming there. He doesn't need the slight time save to beat Rube. round 1 here.
And I will say, Ancient is one of those maps that's kind of hard to safety because if you don't take the optimal route, it loses so much, and there's not really like a secondary thing to go for.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if you're quote unquote safety, you're kind of just hoping to get minimal mistakes.
Yeah. There's not really like a specific safety route. Rube, honestly, not far from Chris here.
A good start.
Oh, Chris is actually going to take a huge slope steal.
Rube can finish this out. Oh, that's a great...
Oh!
No, runs off.
Wow, Rube might have been on PB pace there.
Yeah. And I don't think he knows to jump up that slope, and if you don't steam up that slope, it loses a lot of time.
Yeah. Oh no. He will finish it out.
It could be seen as a good thing, Rube getting more practice here. Rube sharing a little bit of his life story here.
Oh dear. I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe just for practice. I don't.
That's good. I mean, he goes for the steam now. I guess he decided it would be better. I don't know if he's tuning into the stream. Maybe he heard me say
No,
that.
he definitely is. 97.6. Yeah, Rube is listening to commentary, which I don't really like.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I don't either. Would obviously prefer if, you know, competitors were completely separate, so we don't accidentally give them advice.
Yeah.
Round 2 here. I mean, Chris, 33-0 is not a great time for him, however, should win the map if he can continue pushing times like that out.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think in this map, it's all about finishing consistent runs, kind of regardless of the time. Even if you're finishing anywhere from 33-0 to like down to 32-6, obviously. I think anything in that range is fine. It's all about getting consistent runs.
Yeah, Chris is gonna finish this out. 32. No, not a 32.
Oh.
33-2 for Rube, though, is kind of right there. I mean, especially with ping. That's probably only a 0.1 difference. However, do keep in mind Chris is affected by, you know, ping as well. So that was also probably a sub 33 touch for him.
Yeah, and Chris might need to frame compare that last round. We just gotta know kind of what that was looking like. Mm-hmm. Hopefully he'll let us know.
Round 3, I mean, if Chris has 3 attempts to finish out a solid run. So.
Yeah, and I think he's kind of got it in the bag. I mean, Rube just looks a little bit lost on this map, not really his environment, you know.
Yeah.
He's not going, I will say, in that purple room, he's going, on that middle kind of block, you want to go to the right so you can jump off the highest point of it, and it gives you the highest chance of making that jump, and Rube is jumping really far to the left of it, and he's not getting enough height, and that's why he's kind of stealing there. And
Chris
is going to finish out another solid run.
Yep. Just straight 33-0s from Chris here. So now Chris, just going to try to, you know, finish out some very strong runs here. Already locked in. Very solid average. Basically has nothing to worry about on the rest of Ancient 2.
Yeah, well, see, maybe he can, you know, impress us here, give us a little glimpse into some world record capabilities.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, tournament record is 32-7, so for Chris to tie that, it's going to need a solid run.
Yeah, and he's already kind of messed up a little bit here.
Mm-hmm. Rube, very far behind.
Yeah, you see how Chris is jumping really far to the right of that block, and that's how you can make it consistently.
It's just intricate details like that you know, you have to spend some time on Ancient Tomb to figure out, which I don't think Rube has the play time.
Yeah, I
34.
mean that's one of those things that you just don't know unless you put like Ancient's a very unique map. It's not really like other ones. Like because a lot of the blocks are oddly shaped, and you kind of just have to learn
Yeah.
how the map works. It's not something that really translates to other maps, and I think that's why we see people like Chris be really good at Ancient, but not so good at other skipless maps because Ancient is so unique.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're likely looking at a tied match here. I mean, assuming they tied on Reflection, which is definitely a possibility. Probably the most likely possibility, but Chris probably isn't going to be getting tournament world record here.
Could still finish out a solid run.
Oh,
And just isn't going to make it. And that's one of the risks of doing that Steam, actually, is you might go a little bit too high and you just don't land in time.
obviously, nothing to truly worry about. Still locked in. Very solid average.
Yeah.
Next, we're heading onto Frozen, where I think we're going to see Chris opt for a skip here. I mean, did hit this skip on Frozen is very difficult. We did see Chris hit it against Nuglei in. Is it not Frozen?
No, it is.
It is.
I don't know why they AFK.
Oh, Chris was just changing his avatar, so. All right.
It looks like Rube just woke up from his nap in between maps there, trying to regenerate.
So yeah, Chris will be going for the skip here, which is extremely difficult.
You know what's really confusing is he's going for wall hop, but in the icy avatar. Does that have benefit?
I think it makes it, in my experience, slightly more consistent, but oh wow. Yeah, so he can opt for either the M9 or the second wall hop. Seems to probably be going for the M9. Chris hit, a variation of the skip against me in SML1 to take the map. So he does have a lot of experience with this skip in tournaments. And obviously, I think wall hop is less consistent than M9. So he should have more of a chance to, hit it here against Rube. As obviously in SML1, the M9 wasn't quite discovered. But
Rube's gonna get DQ'd here on his practice. I just watched him flick.
Oh, yeah, I think Chris definitely is going to want to opt for the M9. Not super consistent at wall hop today. Wow.
That's so impressive.
Chris will have many opportunities to, hit that. Oh.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah. However, do note that this skip, if you hit it perfectly, this skip only saves about a second. So Chris is still probably going to need to finish out maybe 2 skip runs, maybe a very solid skip list run to, still win the map. It's not guaranteed, even if he does hit the skip.
Yeah, I will say that taking it a little bit slowly and losing like 0.3 to 0.5 at the start just to make sure you hit the M9, because as long as you line up for it, I think it is kind of 1 for 1. You're still going to be like 0.5 ahead of skipless world record, and we don't even know, like, is Rube going to tie a skipless world record? I mean, he might, but I would say as long as Chris doesn't try and make it like a world record pace M9, which is not consistent, he should be fine here.
Yeah.
And even if he's messing up the M9, he has that kind of backup wall hop.
Yeah. Just something to note, not really guaranteed if he hits the M9, but as you said, if he just, doesn't try to take it crazy fast, he should be fine. But just a little bit of statistics here. I mean, when Chris hit, a wall hop against me, his average was not even sub-skipless world record, so, and that's with a 24-4, which is probably what we're going to be seeing here. Time-wise.
I will say, Rube he's going for this M9, but he's doing it so early. And if you've done the M9 on the tree, you know that it's a late M9. You have to kind of do it a bit off of that branch.
Yeah.
So he's just I don't see Rube hitting this unless he figures that out somehow.
Oh yeah. There is something to mention, you know, competitors do have to hit the end zone properly, which Chris was not even close to. Maybe that was intentional, but it didn't look like a good timing regardless. Which I think practicing the ending is something that you should do, because it's very easy to choke. It's very easy to bounce on the end zone and lose, you know, 0.2 or 0.3.
Yeah, but even then, I think if you hit the skip well enough, 0.2, 0.3, you might even, I mean, you might get a high 24, but
is
that's still gonna save a good amount of time.
24, you know, good enough? I mean, Rube definitely can consistently 25-1 skipless. So he doesn't have a ton of time to work with.
I saw him practicing that steam, you know, the steam and the skipless route that you have to get on top of the rock.
Oh crap. Hello? Hello? 1 second, guys. I'm having some issues right now. We will be heading on to round 1 here. Sorry about my commentator being missing. Chris misses the M9. Does make it on a couple tries later. Yeah, Rube's going to be finishing out strong here. 25-2 for him. Chris 28-2.
8-2.
All right.
For Chris. Looks like a second try. Skip.
Sorry about that, guys. If anyone's curious, I did accidentally join on my phone. So, wait, no, can you speak for me?
Yep.
All right, just wanted to make sure. So, we're back.
And I did get that round. I don't know if you are still streaming.
I was there. It was just oh, Chris hits it.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna lock it in. As long as he could get some solid runs and skipless, solid enough. And if he hits the end zone here, of course. This doesn't even look to be too crazy far ahead, honestly. Oh no.
24-7, but Rube misses the end zone. All right, Chris, not over yet. Oh. Too late.
For some reason I can't see Noah's stream, but that may be because my PC
Chris,
is acting up.
Round 3 here. Chris is gonna be safetying skipless.
Yeah, and he's going really wide.
Oh, but Rube is gonna take a death.
Chris has this habit of, like, he'll finish a skip run and then instantly the skipless run he goes for is like a second off world record, and that's just not enough.
25-3 here. Not a terrible time. Rube.
Rube hits it in practice.
Well, yeah. Yeah, 25-3 for Chris. Rube, not looking great skip wise. If I were him, I wouldn't hit it until, like, I need to hit it, you know, because he only has 1 finished run here going into round 4. So he needs to finish runs regardless.
Honestly, if Chris finishes rounds like those, and Rube can finish out solid skipless times, they can probably just tie straight up. Because
knowing Chris's aggression, though, I don't think Chris is gonna, you know, at least safety both runs here. I do assume Chris will at least attempt skip it 1 more time. Especially if he finishes a solid run here, skipless.
It doesn't look like it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think he'll what I would do is I would finish skipless here and then opt for skip on round 5. Rube needs to finish a very solid run here, right now. But he's behind Chris. Obviously
Yeah, I don't
taking
think that's enough.
slightly better line, but... .25-3 tie. That's... Rube needs to pick up, you know, the speed immediately. Round 5 here. Chris already locked in a 25-1 flat average. However, Rube still needs to finish a solid run. I mean, he's gonna count like a 50, maybe, I don't remember what the exact time was, but terrible run if he doesn't finish out here. Both of them missed.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Both of them cannot hit the first wall hop. I don't know what's going on.
It's a very strange route from Chris.
Rube, take a nap.
Chris is just gonna AFK. He knows that, you know, regardless of what Rube does, he did take Frozen. Rube, for some reason, electing for skip, you know, tried to be the hero when, in all reality, if he finished out a solid skipless run, he had a huge chance to still take Frozen. I don't think it really matters. Yeah, that's DQ for Rube.
Matters.
It will now. I mean, yeah, Rube only a 40-second average on Frozen, and we're likely looking at 2-2 tie heading into map 5 Twilight Lagoon. Obviously, there's a chance that they tied on reflection, so Chris might be slightly ahead in terms of standings, however, is still going to need to take Twilight Lagoon. I'm very interested on what route Chris is going to be taking here.
Chris opting for Steam for some reason.
Ooh, Chris is going to go for the safety skip. Obviously, Chris...
It only loses a little bit.
Yeah. It's...
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that skip is like 1 out of 1.
Safer,
but Chris... I don't... Obviously, I don't mind going for the safety. I mean, that's what I did. That's what I think every person did in round 1 when Twilight was a map, so... Maybe just keep it in mind that there is a faster skip that if Chris needs to, he can deploy. And being one of the...
I don't know why Chris is opting for a normal avatar for this skip, because that makes it way harder and slower.
Yeah. Chris, obviously being one of the best Twilight skip players in the world.
Looks like he's consistent at that Steam.
Yeah,
I think
he's
like the first
gonna
person I've ever seen
gonna put some practice into the faster skip, which he can use to bail himself out.
Oh.
I honestly, I don't like that he hit it in practice, because I feel like he's gonna go for it in runs and is not gonna be able to hit it consistently.
I did coach him a bit on that, so maybe he'll, you know.
You coached him?
Indeed.
Practice 2 here. If I were Chris, I would honestly, you know, keep going for the safety skip until, you know, maybe you safety a solid average, then you can start going for...
I just don't know why Rube is going for the wall hop, but...
The what?
Oh wait, not wall hop, sorry, the Steam.
Oh, yeah.
Not a fast run for Chris either, though.
I don't like the Steam approach at all, personally.
And it's slower.
Yeah.
Why did Chris reset?
Get extra practice.
Oh, is this a practice round?
Yeah, this is practice 2.
I thought this was round 1.
No. I don't like that. But maybe it's safer for Rube. I'm not quite sure.
Rube never hit this.
Oh. I'm sure he has, but not nearly as experienced on it as someone like Chris is.
I will say to me that slope launch at times can feel pretty random, so I don't know how consistent like
Wow.
that is for other people, but
We truly have a party going on in this private server.
yeah, breeding grounds, if you will.
What? Rube. I don't think hitting this skip is necessary. It's not consistent at it at all. Round 1. For all the marbles, Twilight Lagoon. Obviously, I think we're going to be looking for sub 22s with the safety skip. Probably won't be seeing any skipless runs unless absolutely necessary. Round 1.
I don't even see the skipless route being more consistent because you have to do the ladder correctly.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, Chris!
Chris.
Flying.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's going to be a DNF for
He's
him.
already taken a DNF.
Rube finishing out solid here. 22-1.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad.
Definitely beatable, though. But Chris, not... I wasn't
Very good
expecting
run for
I was not
12
expecting a
seconds.
DNF for Chris here, so... Obviously getting every run counts here. Especially for Chris, who has the option for the faster skip once he finishes a solid average, so... Round 2 here.
They both make it. Oh,
Chris
what?
makes it.
They're still really going at like high.
Yeah. I think they're both jumping, which launching off it is actually by far the best strategy. Chris is going to be probably 0.1 ahead of Rube here. Yeah, 22-1, 22-2.
That's pretty good.
Not the fastest times here, though.
Rube just needs to make it again to the clock.
Yeah. Obviously, we are 22-1's not fast at all. I mean, we have the opportunity to see like 21-6s fall, so... Neither of them probably content yet. Heading on to round 3 here. Oh, Rube hits it pretty
Rube
clean.
pulls ahead.
Oh, Chris, like, I don't know if that was a slope steal or what on that barrel. Rube! Rube bonks! Chris. A 22 flat.
22. Oh.
That's very unfortunate for Rube there, who's probably in a position to get like a 21-8. 22-5 though, still safeties, you know. Still gets him an average, so maybe he can chuck his last 2 attempts at the faster skip. Round 4 here.
That's dangerous.
It is, especially with the 22-5 that he definitely can improve. Round 4.
They both make it again.
Yeah,
Rube is fast.
Rube's faster.
Rube just needs to
But
finish
he's
this
taking
run.
worse lines.
Rube bonks
He
again!
does it again, bro.
Oh no.
Goodness gracious.
Chris at 22-1. Rube probably had the opportunity to win Twilight Lagoon, but was gonna need to rely on a very fast round 5. Chris, 22.067 average. Rube, 22.2. Flat. Round 5.
And I'm wondering, will Rube throw an attempt at the faster skip here? He
Rube!
doesn't make the steam.
Oh,
No.
Chris is
Oh,
gonna...
Chris is going for skip.
Yeah.
Wait, this could be a chance for Rube.
Oh.
Oh, this is a chance. Oh my god.
No, it's,
Come on, this
is
it's
not fast.
far too slow. Chris is gonna take the DNF, already locking in an average. Rube, that's kind of the price, you know, of hitting that steam. You know, you just, it's not as consistent as a solid torch jump would be. Wow. Very solid performance from both competitors here. 43-9 for Rube. Yeah, GG's to both competitors. Chris, gonna assume, is gonna take the match, likely 3-2. However, you know, Rube could take reflection.
Was that? I thought we were already. Isn't that one of the maps you're assuming he won already? Or
Who?
Rube?
Assuming Rube wins reflection, then Chris wins 3-2. So, it's just a matter of, you know, how much Chris won by. But Chris is gonna take the match. GG's to him. GG's to Rube. Honestly, very solid performance. Just think was outplayed today. And nothing to be ashamed of from him, though. I'll see you all next time. Thank you all so much for watching. I mean, we're getting very deep into the tournament now. And this is Nuggly Eye signing off. Peace.